a little bit of storytelling coming your way. Um, on your phone or whatever, Facebook sometimes tells you what you were doing last year or 3 years ago on this day. And one of those, they happen every other day or so, and it's usually quite interesting to see what was going on. But one of these happened this morning, and it was a 5 years ago today post, and it was all about the wall. And the wall is really where it all started, so I'm going to take you back there now. Now this does exist as a video way back when we first started. I think it might even be our first ever video, and it's what we did at our previous house. And a lot of people say, how did you get into DIY? What's your background? It was really kind of snowballed from this wall. I've always been someone who works with wood or likes to design and build things. And of course, at the last house, we did lots of stuff with the veg garden and the chicken pen, and I converted the garage into an office. But as far as work on the main house, there wasn't much to do. So it was only one evening we were sat down, we had this harebrained idea that we'd take down the wall which separated our lounge and our dining room. And that was a concrete wall, a block wall, but it was a non-supporting wall. And I'd known that other people in the neighbourhood had done the same thing. So timing was everything, and it was the worst timing ever. But Jo's just as much to blame as I am, and she said, let's do it, let's get it down. We were 6 days before our due date with Eden, so you can kind of imagine this. It was just ridiculous. But we were like, right, we can do it. It's middle of winter. We got kind of 3 or 4 days to play with, so we decided we'd just crack on and do it. So one night we just made a start and we began to take this wall down. And there was something about that relatively simple, it was a little bit overwhelming at the time, but relatively simple DIY task, taking down that wall. And we had to go at boarding out and skimming, and it really just set everything in motion. So it's thanks to that little project that Jo and I did that this whole thing started. Now from that, if we go the whole timeline, from that moment we took down the wall and we decided there was something in us that I think kind of sparked we can do this on a bigger scale, we could do this to another house. And we started looking around to see what was on the market, and it was at that point that, believe it or not, a pub came up for sale, and we decided we'd go and have a look at this. Now it was nothing straightforward about it really. We would have had to purchase it as a commercial purchase. We would have then had to get permission to turn it back into a house. All of that was pretty much cleared anyway. It had been derelict for several years and it had land with it, and it was all up in the air really, but we were quite keen to go with it. We had a newborn baby. Nothing was sensible about it, but something had kind of sparked and set the wheels in motion. That ended up falling through, but by that point we decided we'd put our house on the market. And then a week later, Jo spotted this house that we live in now on the market, and it was completely other end of the scale. There was loads to do to it. It was a full-on reno. But that was how it all began. So thanks to this wall video 5 years ago today, that's how it all started. Anyway, that aside, the wall aside, us aside, if you are the sort of person who is either mid-renovation, wanting to start one, wanting to build your own home, or maybe you've already started, then this is a little plug for the National Self-Build and Renovation Centre show, which is this weekend. Joe and I went there. When we first took down that wall, I think it was somewhere between that point and moving into this one, we went there. We went there with Eden as a little baby, and we just spent kind of half a day going round. And it's open during the week as well, and you go around and there's just every product you can imagine that's involved in a renovation or a new build is there. You can walk around show homes within the centre. It's all inside as well. And there's even this renovation house, which, having done this now, it's actually quite a realistic approach. It will take you through and show you what to expect with damp and rotten floorboards and joists and how to do it. And by the time you've walked around the other side of the house, it'll show you the finished project, finished kind of renovation. And I assume that's still in place from when we went. Anyway, so that show is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. I'm going to put a link down below and you can go. I think the tickets are free. We're booked in. We're heading there. If anyone else is going, we're going on the Friday. But if anyone is around and want to meet up for a drink or a coffee whilst you're there, then just drop me an email. I'll put the address down in the descriptions. And it'd be great to meet up with anyone who's going. It's all rather late notice, so don't worry if you can't go. We're going to take our camera and do a little bit of filming to show you what is there, so that perhaps on a future show date or even any day of the week that you want to go and have a look around, you'll know what to expect. So going back to our first topic of the video, I'd encourage you that whatever that little project is that you want to have a go at, just really get going, get involved, do it, because it might just give you that confidence to go on to the next thing, and 5 years time you might be renovating or building your own home or something like that. So thanks for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time.